All right, friends, thank you for joining us on ABC 24 Plus, also live on Facebook. I'm Chief Meteorologist Trevor Birchett with an update on the weather situation we are monitoring going into the weekend. Still looks like a big winter storm on the way to Memphis and to the Mid-South, although there have been some slight adjustments in the way we are thinking things are going to play out. We have the full update right here. Again, we're live right now at about 3:30 Wednesday afternoon, but this will be replaying through the day on ABC 24 Plus. If you don't have that yet, be sure to download it for your smart TV, and you can watch our live continuous streaming coverage there. Here is the latest weather impact alert. It still looks like, really timing wise, not a whole lot has changed. This is going to start late Friday night. I'm talking probably after 9 p.m. So most of the daytime Friday looks good. It is going to start though Friday night. It's going to continue into Saturday. It'll continue Saturday night. And it also looks like this is going to continue into at least part of Sunday. This will probably start to end Sunday afternoon. Again, it is still looking like we are going to experience a significant winter storm in Memphis and much of the Mid-South, but something we have changed is what we are going to see. It was looking originally like the snow was going to be a little farther south, and then the ice was going to be out of our area. Unfortunately, that's all trended northward today. So what we've seen is the snow moves north, the sleet moved north, and the ice moved north. So now part of our area could see any one of the three as we get into this weekend. So that makes the forecast certainly a little more complicated of who could see what and how much, but we're going to try to explain it to you here in just a little bit. Regardless of what falls out of the sky, it is going to be winter weather. So this is not going to be just plain old rain. Something's going to ice, so go ahead and plan for travel impacts through the weekend and possibly into a good chunk of next week, because we're going to stay bitterly cold. We'll have details on that as well. And also power outages not completely out of the question, especially in those spots that are going to be seeing ice. So here is your forecast for the weekend. Again, Friday for the most part is dry, is calm. We're going to see the first bits of this winter storm by about 9 p.m. Friday. And then that continues through Friday night, into Saturday, and into Sunday. Much colder air moves in at the surface. A high of 20 on Saturday, 21 on Sunday. So that's plenty cold at the ground for things to freeze. The problem is up in the atmosphere a little bit, a few thousand feet up, we've had this little warm layer develop. So what happens is the snow's falling, it melts, and then it refreezes either into sleet or freezing rain. So that's going to make for more of that wintry mix for some of us, as opposed to just plain snow. So that's why we're thinking sleet could be a slightly bigger issue. There's going to be a little melting up in the atmosphere, and then that'll refreeze into a sleet pellet. Here is the latest hour-by-hour radar. This is 6 a.m. Friday. Notice we are pretty calm, we're pretty quiet, and I think most of the day Friday looks like that. 10 p.m. Friday, still not much going on. But early Saturday morning, 2, 3, 4 in the morning, we really start to see this precipitation come in. Blue, that's all snow, and that could be heavy snow. A part of the Mid-South could still see very heavy snowfall. And again, we have those forecast totals here in a little bit. The pink is going to be maybe some sleet, and then the further south you go, instead of sleet, it will be freezing rain. So we're going to kind of go in order here. To the north, snow, sleet and snow, and then ice the further south you go. This is Saturday at noon, really just getting started. That continues into Sunday morning. Notice that line between snow and sleet has shifted around a little bit. It's come north, it's come south. I'll show you what I think here in just a little bit. Again, temperatures plenty cold at the surface through the weekend, so whatever does fall, it'll stick. The question is, what is going to be falling? Sunday afternoon, this really starts to clear out. The thing is, the temperatures get so cold. Look at this. Monday morning, 7 a.m., 7 degrees. Very cold to start next week. That's going to be another concern, especially if we get power outages. We could start to feel some very bitter, dangerous cold early next week. So here's kind of a simplified map of what I think could happen. Again, off to the north, Jonesboro, Blytheville, Harrisburg, Dyersburg, maybe Covington and Tipton County. I think that's almost all snow. The further south you go, the closer you get to I-40, the closer you get to Memphis in this orange zone, that's where there could be some sleet pellets that mix in. I think there will still be some snow in that zone, but it's going to be mixing with some sleet. And how much sleet determines how much snow you're going to get. The more sleet, the less snow, the less accumulation you have on the ground. The more sleet you get, the less stuff is going to pile up here at the bottom. The more snow you get, the less sleet you'll get, and you'll get a little more puffy accumulation at the surface. So when you start getting sleet to mix in, that really decreases the amount of stuff that's going to be on the ground. So I know a lot of your iPhone weather apps had 30 inches of snow, I think, this morning. We have not put out a snowfall forecast yet. Actually, you're about to see our first one here in a couple of minutes. We've not said any numbers yet for this exact reason that things would change. So if you've seen a forecast for snow totals, it didn't come from us. We were holding off because we figured this would move around a little bit. So again, for Memphis and around Memphis along Interstate 40, Forest City, DeSoto County even, up into parts of West Tennessee, that's where there's going to be a little bit more of the sleet mixing with the snow, and your total accumulation's probably going to be a little bit lower than if it were all snow like it is to the north. Down in North Mississippi, I'm getting a little more concerned because it looks like the icing, the freezing rain, is going to come up a little further north as well. And that ice could be an issue for Clarksdale, Batesville, Oxford, even up to Corinth and maybe even Holly Springs. So North Mississippi, we're going to have to really watch because icing is the absolute worst. I would take sleet, I would take snow any day over the ice because the ice just creates so many more issues. And again, we'll talk about those totals here in a bit. I want to remind you of what's what. Most of you know what snow is. It's just the little powder. Sleet is little tiny balls of ice. What happens is the snow falls, it hits a point in the atmosphere that's warm, somewhere up in the air, it melts, and then as it gets closer to the surface, it gets colder again. So it refreezes into little balls of ice, which I'll tell you is going to make the roads messy, but it's not as bad as straight ice. You kind of like those little pebbles almost of ice. It helps with traction, but none of this is going to be good. And then the further south you go into Mississippi, freezing rain is a big concern. That's where it's going to just look like it's raining. If you opened the door, you would think it was raining. But all of that rain freezes on contact, not only on the ground and on the road, on the power lines. Even a quarter inch of ice can yank power lines down and cause major power outages. So ice is a really big issue, especially because snow and sleet are not good to drive on, but you can get a little traction. You can pick up something, right? Solid ice, if you have four wheels that are moving, they're going to be all moving. That's it. They're going to be four wheels sliding because solid ice you cannot drive on. Even if you think you can drive on snow and sleet, freezing rain and ice is impossible. So again, it just makes it a much bigger mess. With that being said, here's our first look at totals. This could change. This probably will change, but this is our first ABC 24 forecast. Like I told you, the further north you go, it's going to be all snow. That's going to mean accumulations will be a little higher. 6 to 9 inches for places like Truman, Blytheville, Dyersburg. Further up north, you go up into North Arkansas, we could be talking about a foot of snow. But again, up there, they're not going to have that sleet mixing in. You get to the surface, you get closer to Memphis along Interstate 40. That's where we're talking about some of that sleet mixing in with the snow. So not only are you going to have the snow falling, you're going to have those little sleet pellets that we talk about, and those don't accumulate as much. So you're going to get a little bit of a mix there. That's going to decrease your total amount of what is on the ground. So just because you're not seeing all snow doesn't mean you're not going to get something. We're going to get the sleet to mix in, I think, again, along Interstate 40, Forest City, Memphis, Bolivar, probably Selmer, maybe up to Brownsville. That's the zone where we'll get some snow. It's just going to be a lower amount because of the sleet. Still could add up to 3 to 6 inches, and especially if we get any freezing rain, that's going to kind of pancake everything down, make it into more ice, and that's just going to result in more trouble on the roadways. So again, more snow north. The further south you go, the more ice you get, the worse it could end up being. Even if you have more snow up in northwest Tennessee like Dyersburg, travel is going to be worse the further south you go because of the icing situation. So There's that map. That includes snow and sleet. So that 1 to 2 inches in North Mississippi, that could be all sleet, those little pellets. It might not be regular snowflakes. There's going to be some sleet mixing in. And then I think, like I said, the further south you go, the bigger concern we're starting to have with an ice storm. I think we could even get a little bit of that freezing rain into Memphis. That's where we're going to kind of see a little bit of everything. Snow, sleet, freezing rain. The further south you go, the more of an issue it's going to be with just ice. I'm really concerned right now about North Mississippi. If this pans out this weekend, this is going to be a really big-time situation with major power outages and very, very difficult, if not impossible, travel. So a big-time impact this weekend regardless of what you're getting. But again, the freezing rain, the ice down in North Mississippi, that's probably going to be the biggest impact. It also takes the longest to melt. So we're going to be watching that very carefully. A 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch of ice in North Mississippi would be very catastrophic to power outages and to driving. So we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully maybe it'll go back down south a little bit. That's just the way it looks right now. But again, a big winter storm of ice down south, sleet in the middle, snow to the north, all over the Mid-South, starting Friday night about 9 p.m., continuing through Saturday and Sunday. But then it gets very, very cold. That's kind of the other side of this, is the bitter cold next week. That's going to lead to major travel issues for the weekend and probably Monday and Tuesday. So we're talking about 4 days, especially if you're getting ice. You might just need to try to stay home. I'm not telling you to buy up the entire grocery store. 4 days, that's it. That's what we're looking at. 4 days where we could see some trouble on the roadways. You don't need to buy the whole store, please, because I need to actually get lunch today. Looking at your high temperatures, we're below freezing through at least Wednesday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday at least, roads are going to be in tough shape. Wednesday is probably when we will start to see things get a little better. But on top of that, this cold is also going to be dangerous. I'm going to show you wind chills through the weekend. Saturday morning, a wind chill of 9 in Memphis. It's going to stay cold through the day, feeling like the single digits as this winter weather comes through Saturday. Very cold on Sunday, still feeling like single digits. But then it gets even colder Monday and Tuesday. So the winter weather ends Sunday. Monday night, wind chills in the negatives, -2. And then Tuesday morning looks like it's going to be the coldest, -6 to -10 on the wind chill Monday morning and Tuesday morning. So very dangerous cold. Unfortunately, power outages are looking more likely in North Mississippi. That's where it could be very cold. So this could really be turning into a little bit of a situation here with this ice, power outages, basically no way to travel, and then dangerous temperatures settling in next week. A couple of things you can think about, your 4 Ps. Remember your people. Check in on people that that might not have a good warm place to stay. Pets, of course, they need to be inside. Pipes, you'll want to drip the faucets over the weekend into next week. Open the cabinet doors, let some of that warm air in, and cover up those little faucets on the outside of your house with your hose bibs. And of course, stay tuned because we're going to have tweaks that'll continue in the forecast as models move up and down. But for extended updates, I know some of you are on Facebook right now. Got a good crowd on Facebook, it looks like. So if you want to watch our live streaming coverage more, you can download ABC 24 Plus. That's for your smart TV, Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, Samsung. We've got extended coverage there, pretty much 24/7 for the next couple of days. I'll show you one more time kind of my thinking. Again, Saturday and Sunday, it looks like the sleet and the ice area are moving up some. It still looks like snow in northeast Arkansas, northwest Tennessee. Could be some heavy snow. And then into Memphis, it starts to mix a little bit. That sleet and snow mix, that's going to decrease your snow totals. And then in North Mississippi, looks like a pretty serious icing situation that could be essentially an ice storm down into North Mississippi. So 3 to 6 inches in Memphis right now, that would be mixed with sleet. It's not going to be all snow. The more north you go, the more it looks like all snow. That's going to accumulate a little more. Further south, you get more ice. You get less snow. And that brings us to this map. Ice accumulations, North Mississippi, kind of the bullseye for these. That's that freezing rain, the glaze on everything. North Mississippi could be looking at pretty substantial icing situations with power outages and travel basically impossible with a sheet of ice. You can't really do anything. So that could be a big situation if that does develop down to our south. So again, could this change? Yes, it has changed. It's going to continue to change. We might tweak this a little bit before I go home tonight. So make sure you're following my Facebook page, Trevor Birchett, ABC 24. And again, on ABC 24 Plus, we'll have continuous updates there. But as we talk about that, I want to get you over to your 7-day forecast. I know we had some rain on Wednesday. That's going to clear out. We'll get to about 48 on Thursday with sunshine. Friday, for the most part, is going to be fine. It looked like somebody was talking about some issues. You got a hair appointment Saturday at 5 a.m. Yeah, I don't know if I would be out and about in that, because really it looks like Friday night this will start by 9 p.m. And then you're going to have snow, sleet, and freezing rain all day Saturday, including Saturday morning. And then conditions just get worse through the day. So it is going to be really rough through the day Saturday and Sunday morning, because the roads are going to be bad and stuff is still going to be falling. You'll still have sleet, snow, or ice, whatever you end up with, falling by Sunday afternoon. Monday morning, we drop to 7 degrees. So roads, if there's stuff on the roads, it's not going anywhere Monday. We only get to 23 with sunshine, big travel impacts, and then bitter cold into Tuesday as well. So I would expect still through Tuesday, the roads will be rough. Maybe Wednesday we get some improvement, but road conditions are likely to stay very bad into early next week. And then, of course, bitter cold as well. Single digits with feels like temperatures below 0. So this is going to be maybe a tough storm for some people. A very large ice storm, especially further south in North Mississippi. It looks like some of that might be creeping north toward us. So again, stay updated right here on ABC 24 Plus. We have our app on your phone you can download, your smart TV, whatever you have. And then, of course, on Facebook, I'm a little more active, just kind of posting through the day. So find me, Trevor Birchett, ABC 24, and I will have continuous updates there as the latest model runs come in. Of course, if you're traditional, old school, maybe as they say these days, you can watch our regular old newscast on cable or satellite. If you still got that, you can watch us over there. We'll be on for the newscast at 5 p.m. and I'll have a full update then. For now, I'm going to go prepare for that forecast. I'll see you back here at 5 o'clock. For now, I'm Chief Meteorologist Trevor Birchett.